Hakuri got his get back in the newest chapter of Kagurabachi, and we found out he is actually a genius. His power was unlocked. This was a crazy chapter. Let's get into it. To start the chapter, we learn exactly how to become a sorcerer and all the steps that it takes to unlock your sorcery. Hakuri has spirit energy. He just does not know how to unleash it. He has to understand the power that's inside of him, and he does at this moment. The power that he's grasping isn't ISO, but it's a power that brings things from a place. And we learn he has his own storehouse that he created himself. There's a flashback, and Kiwara says that the person who has this special ability will be the next patriarch of the family. Only this power can be passed down and nothing else. But Hakuri, he seemingly unlocked it. So instead of passing it down regularly, if someone has the power and they're born with it, that means they're the next one up instead of having someone pass it down to be the next patriarch. And Saya literally sees his failure of a brother unlocking the power of the next patriarch. And Hakuri looks cool as hell. He gets so frustrated, he hits Hakuri in the gut. He says, "Why you? You can barely stand up. You can't do anything." But Hakuri's like, "But look at you, bro. You're barely holding on as well." But then he goes to hit Hakuri again. And then he thinks back to that girl, and he thinks back, like, if he was there, if he could have done something more, she would be alive. Then he says, "I'm sorry." And then Saya's like, "You're nothing, just die." And then Hakuri's like, "This time I'll prove it." And he remembers Chihiro. And then he stands back up, and his brother's like, "Why won't you go down? Why won't you die?" And he's like, "Because you always loved me." That's insane, because Saya beat him so hard because he loved him. That made Hakuri strong. And now, because he understands the power between his storehouse and ISO, he's able to choose between the both. And he chose ISO right here. And he punches Saya in the gut, and it doesn't look like he's dead, it just looks like he got a finishing blow on him. Then we switch POVs and we go back to Chihiro and Tenri, and they're fighting. They're going so fast that they're just breaking everything around them, and they're just going place to place, just like destroying everything. But it looks like Chihiro is a little bit faster, and he goes by Tenri's hand and he cuts them. And then he goes for his neck, but then Tenri says, "Father." And Chihiro stops, and his blade's right there by his neck, but then we see something. And Tenri explodes, and his brother sees, and Chihiro didn't want this. And then Hakuri pulls up. And Hakuri says, "Let's go to that door and end all of this together." And the Kiwara at the end of the chapter realizes that 2 of his sons are down and 1 of them is dead. And he is gonna do something. Oh wow, this was an amazing chapter. Hakuri finally had his full character arc. He's finally understood how to use ISO and his other powers. And Chihiro, again, just feeling for the enemy and realizing like how Tenri wasn't that bad of a guy, and he was just forced under this because of his father, and he just felt bad for him. This was a great chapter, a great fun experience with this read. Let me know, guys, how you feel about this.